I'm going to share with you 5 great reasons why you should consider investing in commercial real estate. For those of you who are sitting on the fence and not sure whether you should continue with residential or try something else. Number 1, tax. There's some great tax reasons to be getting into commercial. The second reason is leverage and scale, the fact that you can scale the business. The third reason is you can add significant value. The fourth is the market is clear as mud, which is a good thing. And then the final one is cash flow, the return on investment in cash flow in commercial. So if I just go through those, the first one being the actual tax situation. So consider when you're buying residential, you've got land and buildings tax, which is significantly more than commercial, particularly as you go up the scale. The other factor, of course, is the additional dwelling supplement, which is now 4%. And these two taxes combined can make a significant impact on a building that may be £500,000. It can be quite a significant amount. Of course, the other tax thing is most people buy commercial in limited companies, which you can do with residential as well, of course, but it does mean that you can offset your interest payments. So the second thing that I want to talk about is actually adding value. So if you think about it, with residential, if you buy a house that's in a row of terraced houses, you can maybe add an extension out the back, or you can maybe pop up into the roof and add another bedroom or change something internally. So there is ways to add value, but it is limited and it is affected by what's happened to the other houses in the street, and the added value is fairly clear to see. Commercial value is all about the rent. There are other factors, location, covenant, i.e. who's in, who's the tenant, but ultimately the rent really affects the value of the building, and you can affect rent. If you take on a building that's either unoccupied or close to being unoccupied, i.e. the tenant's about to move out, can you change the building, either use or the type of splitting that you've done in the building, whether it's a single let or multi-let, can you increase the rent? Because if you can increase the value, which allows you to leverage for more and allows you to add value, which is then going to really affect how your portfolio grows from there. So that leads on to the third point, which is leverage and scale. I remember when being in residential, you maybe play Monopoly. You know how you buy green houses, you look for a hotel. And how do you find a hotel in this business? I couldn't find a hotel, figuratively speaking. How do you find the next level after you've invested in residential? Commercial is definitely an area you should consider. For us, a multi-let building was our hotel, and it came about through networking and just trying to find the bigger deal. And because of that multi-let model, it's allowed us to put many tenants into one property, which then means we can work on one roof, one security system, one front door. We can make it so that all our facilities are in one place instead of dotted all around the country. So it can really help with scale and leveraging the team that you have. So the fourth thing, the market is clear as mud. Well, what does that mean? Trying to get into the commercial market can sometimes seem really difficult because it seems opaque. The agents won't return your phone calls. The signs on the building say it's for sale or to let, and then when you phone up, it doesn't seem to be either. And then there's buildings that are empty forever and don't have any signs on. And then there's things online that say this building's for sale, but it sold 3 years ago. So it's such a difficult market to navigate. But there lies the opportunity. If you're persistent and you can find your way through that and make the right connections, it will allow you to find properties that have much less competition, because the market is clear as mud, and long may that continue. So the last one, albeit there's many others, but the last one I want to talk about is cash flow and return on investment. Commercial will give you, I would certainly say in my experience, give you much better return on your investment than residential in terms of cash flow. There are, of course, opportunities in residential to really increase capital value over time, but you're not in control of that. The market's in control of that. Sentiment is in control of that. In commercial, you can add value, capital value, by what you do to the rent, as I mentioned earlier on. But in terms of cash flow, the actual income that you're getting, that is significantly higher in commercial than residential. Now, if you want a really, really secure commercial property with an income stream, you may have to take less return on investment. You may need to take as little as 4% or 5%. I think the market is around about 6.6 is the average, but you can find properties that are well over 10%. You can find properties that are over 20%, but obviously as that increases, so does the risk. So it's up to you to try and mitigate that risk, but it is possible. So just to run through those 5 again. Number 1 reason, tax. There's a lot of good advantages. Quite a few I haven't gone into on this, but there are a lot of tax advantages for doing commercial over residential. The second thing is the ability to add significant value by increasing or changing the rent or the structure of the property that you're dealing with. The third one is leverage and scale. Commercial is that one that will take you to the next level and allow you to expand quicker within a controlled environment, but allow you to scale up to bigger projects. It can take almost the same amount of time to do a 2 or 3 bedroom project as it does for a reasonably significant commercial project. Certainly in terms of the return that you get, the scale will give you much more return. The fourth thing is the market is clear as mud. So that just means there's opportunity. And then the last one was cash flow. It's really important to remember, commercial will give you significant cash flow when you find the right building and apply your own creativity to it. It's a long-term investment, commercial. We don't tend to sell any or flip any of our deals. We tend to keep them, which also helps with tax. But it improves our cash flow each time you add another layer on. So I hope that helps. Give you 5 really good reasons to get into commercial property. If you want to find out any more, please follow our blogs or indeed our Facebook group, which you will find hopefully in the comments below. So anyone have any questions, please just put a comment below. Have a great weekend.